What is going on YouTube? Hayden back making another brand new Crypto TV episode. In today's video, we are going to be looking at XLM, Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP, as well as the S&P 500. Specifically in today's episode, we have to talk about the interesting movements the prices have been kind of correlating with. Specifically over the past couple of days, we've actually been getting very close with the 4-hour moving averages. I'm looking at these right now as I'm talking to you guys. We actually fell below most of these 4-hour moving averages on some of the most major cryptocurrencies in the space, and the fact that we're trading below these aren't necessarily a good sign. We're actually starting to see a lot of the MACDs start to reverse to a bearish cross, and this isn't necessarily leading up to the best movements, but it is opening up the possibilities of, where the markets could be shifting to. And when we do see this shift, we could be able to capitalize off this with, shorting markets, correcting, on the correction to the downside. So we are going to be talking about the next plays and the next targets we do see markets moving to, Bitcoin moving to, an XRP. So if you guys are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, leave a giant thumbs up as this does help support the YouTube algorithm, and also make sure to check out my Twitter and my Patreon, as I am posting all of my trades on my Patreon in the description down below. So definitely make sure to check that out as well. Otherwise, let's jump right into today's episode. Alright guys, so as you can see, I'm on the current coin market cap. As you can clearly tell, most of these markets are once again forming some sort of consolidation. This isn't necessarily a good thing. We are seeing consolidation. Yes, consolidation usually tends to lead to big volume movements in the price, not necessarily to the upside, but it could also be, volume leaving the market at the same time, seeing markets start to pull back down. But the fact that we're seeing this consolidation isn't necessarily a good thing, and I don't want to spread a lot of FUD, but I do want to talk about the possibility of a short and capitalizing off of this run. Now, a lot of people were talking about in the past the options of us heading back up to all-time highs. And yes, while that still is a plausible option, we really have to consider what could happen if the markets do decide to drop and where those target analysis and target prices are going to be moving to. Especially because, as I flash through these cryptos on the screen, they don't necessarily look that good. We're seeing a lot of these lower high formations start to happen, which is what happens in a bear market. It is what is the beginning to and the confirmations of a bear market, which isn't necessarily a good thing. We're starting to see that here on XRP. We have Ethereum right here, Bitcoin, XLM, and then we have the S&P 500, which looks okay for right now. So to jump right into the video, what's very interesting is XLM. I do think this is going to make some people the most money, and I'm definitely, focusing highly on XLM as well, just the way this coin is setting up. I guess we'll talk about XLM first, and we'll look at XRP. But right now, XLM, I do have it pulled up on the 4-hour. Obviously, you can see we're trading below the 4-hour moving averages. We did flip bearish on the 4-hour moving average, and you can see we don't really look too amazing on the MACD right here, where we just started to see, a rejection of the bullish cross. We were looking to see a bullish cross, and it immediately reversed downwards, which isn't necessarily a good sign. But you can see we are creating these higher low formations, which is probably one of the only coins starting to do so that we've been reviewing, but it's also creating these lower high formations, all coming to end right here. So as you guys can see, as we zoom into this 4-hour chart, you can see the consolidation, how we have these massive upswings and these massive downswings. We had a beautiful double bottom that formed right here. Boom. Immediately reversing and starting to see that swing to the upside. But then immediately after that, we just started to see more and more consolidation, eventually slowing the volume spikes and immediately coming into contact with filling the gap right here. As you can see, this is pretty much the last day before we see some sort of big pop within XLM. It doesn't necessarily look like a good thing. We have a lot of things riding on this coin that are showing signs of bear market correction. And the fact that we're now entering this right here, we have a major bear, a major downtrend. We have major lower highs forming. We are below the 4-hour moving average. There's a very good chance if we break below this green uptrend and this support right here at 39 cents, the second we see confirmation below that 39-cent support level, there is a big opportunity to short the coin to the downside. You can see right here, pulling up the daily now, the daily trades, you can see again the very similar pattern. We are extremely undervalued on the MACD. You can see we're trading at 50 on the RSI, so we're literally priming priming ourselves for the next big volume pump into the market. The other thing to pay attention to is, once again, these higher lows are forming, and eventually we consolidate it inside of here, but this downtrend usually holds fairly well. Obviously, if at any point the market does decide to flip, which would be incredible, and I'd love to see it, and we close above resistance at 40 cents, so let's say we close up at 41 cents, market decides to pump a little bit higher today, we close at 41, tomorrow we're buying in and anticipating another run to the upside, but we have yet to break these lower high formations, which is just another key indicator of bear moves to the downside. So we're now waiting for the, that scenario where we do decide to break through 39 cents. We're waiting for that confirmation of a breakthrough 39 cents. So market is probably going to see correction. We're going to try to break through here. It probably will. We'll see the short once we hit 39 cents. If we close tomorrow or tonight below 39 cents, then we can get ready to short this, which would be maybe a slow and steady race down to its moving average and down to the daily moving average, which is closer to 30 cents here. So there is something primed for what could be a correction to the downside. Markets starting to flip bearish. This isn't necessarily a good thing, but this looks like a very key and strong resistance that doesn't look like it wants to be broken. So we're really all just waiting now for the drop. That's really what we're all anticipating. I'm waiting for that short opportunity. I do have XLM pulled up here. You can see that same thing I'm referring to. We do, yes, obviously have that uptrend. We have the downtrend. They're all meeting at one point, as you can clearly see right here. Here's the uptrend. Here is the downtrend. They all come to one point, and it looks like they're trying to break bearish. It looks like it's trying to break below these moving averages, especially the 40-day moving average, which the price is closing below as we speak right now. So there's a lot of consolidation riding on this coin. We're really going to find out whether or not we decide to, hold support or if we're going to break lower. If we do, like I said, we're talking about shorting this market. We can short this back down. We'll probably see a big jump down to 31 cents. It's going to be a big run that I could see in the next couple of days if it decides to break bearish. And we would easily just short this right here on BitYard. Very easy. You put in, let's say we wanted to short it for 1,000 at 20 times. We click sell short. We can capitalize off the run to the downside. Vice versa, you guys can also check out the demo account on BitYard, which I know actually a lot of people are doing. And a couple people made over $5,000 just alone in the demo account. And if you guys are, found a rhythm and found a system that actually works and makes you some profit, consider switching onto the live. Now that you've had enough practice, now that you're familiar with the website, you can now switch onto the live mode and actually capitalize off these runs too. So it is something to consider. I did link BitYard in the description down below, but to talk about all these altcoins and then to have the option of shorting them on, BitYard is a very, very, very valuable tool, especially because of the way XLM is trading right now. So to move into the XRP charts right here, I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, oh, he didn't talk about it. He didn't talk about it early in the video. These videos can go on pretty long because there's so much information to talk about. The other thing we have to consider right now within XRP is just the uncertainty we're seeing right now. Yes, we have this bullish fractal, which is formed right here. But in hindsight, when looking at the market as a whole, we're still creating these lower highs. We had 1, we had 2, we had 3 now. These are lower high formations, and these aren't necessarily a good thing. You can see pulling ourselves to the daily, which I wanted to do. You can see right here where we're seeing the resistance. We have this higher low formation 1, 2, and 3, and you can see right now that there is some sort of downtrend. We could probably cap it just like this for the most part. I can get rid of this bear trend right here, this descending fractal. You can see where that downtrend is forming to. There's a good chance prices are going to get rejected. It just unfortunately plays out like that there's a good chance we could start to see that swing to the downside. And I know we haven't looked at the weekly in a long time. The weekly, once again, yeah, this is another great reason why I would consider the fact that we're probably going to see more of a pull to the downside than a swing to the upside, is because we're now battling that the weekly moving average at 49 cents. There is a major resistance, not only the downtrend, but a major resistance. There's more riding on the coin to swing back down to 33 cents than there is to swing back up to 50 cents. It's just the way these coins are playing out. There is resistance at 39 cents. It's right here, right where we're battling right now, 49 cents. There's a good chance this lower high formation is going to continue to play out, and there's a good chance we are going to see more swings and more reversals back downwards. The next step would be to bounce off this resistance and immediately pull back down to 40 cents. So honestly, if you guys are getting ready to short and you know how to short, this is pretty much the market that we're referring to. I'm looking for short opportunities, and it seems like that's what's approaching itself on this coin. I can get rid of this top resistance right here, not what I wanted to do. This one right here, you can see what I'm referring to. Very similar to the other alts. You can see the downtrend that's forming on the coin. You can see we're battling the 4-hour resistance. We even have a bearish reversal on the MACD right here. So there's a lot of signs riding on the possibilities of seeing a flip of this sort, swinging us back down to 40 cents. So get ready, keep a very close eye on here. Markets look like they want to flop, they want to switch, and it's something we just have to prepare ourselves for across the board. Same thing happening with Ethereum. Ethereum hitting its MACD, as well as we are seeing what could be a bullish cross right here on the MACD. For the most part, we are getting rejected, and we are seeing that reversal. I mean, there are a lot of good reversal signs right here. Bullish cross on the MACD, bullish cross on the moving average, but we are starting to see that reversal, so it looks like prices are getting rejected, and we are starting to correct lower. Another thing I wanted to show you was, once again, the daily. You can see not entirely, but there are lower highs forming right here. We are seeing this bit of consolidation, which is a good thing. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it is a very difficult coin to chart right now due to the fact that this consolidation is happening. We are kind of just playing out and going to follow where exactly the rest of these markets are going to be moving to. So in regards to Ethereum, we are seeing, this bearish sign. I think the best idea would be to focus on Bitcoin right now, which is what we're doing. And we're seeing, once again, that bearish, sideways consolidation. This isn't necessarily a good thing. Yes, it could swing us back up, but the fact that we're creating these lower high formations is where I'm leaning more towards correction and a swing to the upside. So we can remove these uptrends right here, and you can see the lower highs that are forming. We are seeing the consolidation. It's literally just intertwined right now with the 4-hour moving average. And yes, we did see that bullish swing right here, but just the way these markets are consolidating, just very similar to what we saw back in 2017, it's usually a sign that we're at the top. We could easily maybe swing this over here and now consider opportunities that we are seeing, more of a downtrend than most people probably, considered. And a lot of these coins are going to start to flip bearish. That's kind of where my head's at. I wouldn't be surprised right now, actually, looking at this, if we come to meet this uptrend right here, right? The daily moving average. This might be the top. And I want to show you guys back in 2017 kind of the similarities in pattern. You can see right here what I'm referring to. We're creating these lower highs and swinging back down. When we were extremely overextended and away from the daily moving average, we immediately reversed back down to it. So now flash forward to 2019, we're seeing the same pattern. We're extremely overextended, and you can see we immediately started to come back down to the moving average. So honestly, in regards to long term, we have yet to break through a prior high. We have yet to retest all-time highs. We're getting resistance from this downtrend. There's a big chance it could swing us back down to support. So I'm honestly starting to switch more bearish in the market, which isn't necessarily a problem. It was back in 2017 when we didn't know how to short markets. But with the way these markets are setting up and the fact that we have BitYard to, short some of these coins, we could easily go over to Bitcoin right here, get primed and ready for a short, and swing a short back down to $44,000 or $40,000 very quickly and capitalize off these runs. So I'm swinging more towards a bearish side. I'm definitely looking at a bearish opportunity for a short to these bottom supports. Then I am starting to see a big swing to the upside. Obviously, we know of all these bearish situations and these targets that we've found, if resistance on any of these get broken, if XRP just decides to pump tomorrow and we see a break and a confirmation above this green downtrend here, it would be primed to buy in, anticipating a run to the upside. That also applies itself, with Bitcoin right here. If we break through here, anticipate a run to the upside. Same thing with XLM on this resistance right here. If we confirmed a bullish break and we crossed over this resistance, as much as I'm leaning more towards a bearish situation, there could be an opportunity to buy in for that swing to the upside. But it's more than likely going to see that retracement and that correction. As for the S&P 500, which looks good, there does seem to be some sort of cap. I am seeing a downtrend right here forming on the coin, and there's probably going to be a bit of resistance now breaking inside of this channel right here, as the next resistance level is at the entry point of this ascending fractal that we had on the S&P 500. But I do believe we're going to continue to head up higher in the short term, and then we'll kind of see how the market plays out. Otherwise, guys, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you are new to the channel, definitely make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and I'll see you in tomorrow's episode. Peace.